They are making me put a warning label on this podcast talking about adult language and adult situations. First of all, these kids are already adults. They've had phones in their hands from the time they were 4 years old. They're watching porn, they smoking, they cussing, they having sex. But I have to warn them about my podcast? Whatever.
ElectraCast.
And I'm running and shit. People ducking behind cars, and then he shot me in the ass. I was like, oh shit. And I had jumped over the car. The little Fiero was small. I rolled on the hood of it. I got up. I'm running, and that time he shot me in the hand, and my hand blew up up to my face.
Hello, everybody. We are in for a wonderful edition of Nightmare Road Stories. And for those who are tuning in for the first time, we discuss nightmares that comedians have gone through on the road. Well, there's a lot more to this than meets the eye. A lot of people are like, wow, I had no idea this much was going on inside the inner workings of your industry. Yes, there's a lot that goes on before we hit the stage, and there's a lot that goes on after we leave the stage. And we have the best in the business coming on this show today, coughing. Man, my man, 1,000 grand from the DC area is here today. Pierre, everybody give it up for Pierre. You know him from everything. Def Comedy Jam, How to Be a Player, For the Love of Money, BAPS. You know, I mean, he's rocking with Oscar winners. And he's going to be an Oscar winner because he's just scratched the surface of where he's going next. And we're just happy to have him on. Thank you so much, Pierre, for coming on. I've been wanting you on for a while because you are one of my favorites. You know, I appreciate it. Just the DC area. I've been watching your career since the beginning, and you always had me cracking up, continuously funny, relatable. You know, everybody knows you're handsome. So, you know, handsome. You're working with Halle Berry and, you know, Bill Bellamy. And I mean, you know, you charm life. Charm life. People don't know. In West Germany, born and raised, Pierre lived in Germany his first 11 years and speaks 2 languages. Will cuss you out in 2 languages.
Three. I speak another 2. Get the fuck out of my face.
German, English, and jive.
And DC, yeah. You know, DC a whole different language, you know.
Yeah. Baltimore's a 4th language. Tell us about your background and how Germany led you to DC. And then how DC led you to comedy.
Well, actually, okay, yeah, it was all of it's the same. Damn near. It was a long trajectory of the same bullshit. I was born in Texas, and 2 weeks later, we moved to Germany. My father was in the service. My mother's German. My father was a black man, and it was a service. So we moved to Germany when I was 2 years old. I lived in Germany, lived a pretty nice life of non-racism that I understood. You know, saw shit was cool and lovely. The same shit you see on Sound of Music and shit, towels and rolling hills and shit. And then when I was 11 years old, I got moved into the inner city of DC, and you talking about a culture shock. God damn. They stole my bike the first goddamn day. Nigga, what that? Nigga said, let me use your bike. Okay, sure. I'm all German and shit with later holes in this shit. Oh, no problem. Use my bike. You can ride it. Where you going? You'll be back in an hour? Okay, great. You know, and nigga still on our bike. Okay. That was 40 some years ago. That nigga still on my damn bike. Dirty bastard and shit. So I moved inside the inner city of DC. I had to learn quick, boy, the change and stuff. I came with long flowing hair like Prince on his first album. That was not the good look, okay, for a nigga in the hood. Okay, please trust it, nigga. You're not supposed to look like that in the hood. And all them dark skinned brothers was teasing me to I look like a girl and shit. You look like a girl. You look like a bitch. And I was like, damn, I wish my shit was nappy in the back like y'all's and shit. You know, I was praying for nappy ass hair and shit. I want my shit to be beaten up like that, like y'all's and shit. Well, I need a ton of grease to get through that shit. Damn, y'all lucky and shit. I know all I got is this long ass luxurious hair and shit, look like cotton candy, motherfucker. You dirty bastards.
No, they got your chops up for stand up.
There you go. Okay. And I look like a baby Trump and shit. Why and shit. My hands were like delicious cotton candy at 11 years old. That's some bullshit. I moved in with my cousin, you know, a black kid and shit. He went to get his hair cut. I went to get my shit dead and shit, okay? There's a difference between getting cut and getting it dead, nigga. I had a hairbrush and a blow dry to do my shit, okay? I'm up there listening to other women gossiping and shit at Fantastic Sam's, at Hair Pair. Remember Hair Pair, Alycia? Come on,
Yes.
Hair Pair? Yes, I was in Hair Pair, okay?
Oh, yeah, you had a different texture to go up in Hair Pair.
What?
But I have a question for you with a German mother. Do you eat at Der Wiener Schnitzel?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Man. That's like to ask the Mexican if he had Taco Bell. Bitch, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with your ass and shit? The damn wiener schnitzel. That's some bullshit. That's your American. If a woman don't come out fat with some later holes and all this shit, and a goddamn bun, 2 buns in her hair, I ain't eating for no German woman. Let's look like that. Okay, when she got hair on her chin and shit, I'm like, why would you like that? Bitch, I'm at home now with some German food.
Okay. So you ate schnitzels though, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And what other German food?
Something called Klärchen. It's like potato. It's like a potato roll ball. What else I had? I had knotwurst, currywurst, all the worst, nigga. It was the worst, nigga. You know, I had all that. I look like Charlie from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory at a young age. Nigga, I'm running through the town with a chocolate bar in my hand and goddamn with some bread and shit. Okay, oh my God, what a life. What a life.
So when you got to DC, did you get chitlins and hog mugs and plenty of food?
All I remember saying is, what is that? What is that? What is that? Into my age. Mom tried to feed me. I was like, which one is that? We don't eat that. That needs to go back to the trash, bitch. You know, that's mac and cheese. Nigga, what's wrong with you? That's collard greens. Like, I don't eat that. And hell no, you know that shit right there. No, sir. And I grew up, my mother was kind of bougie. I ain't gonna lie. I had rabbit, turtle and shit, you know, but I couldn't eat chitlins. Ain't that about a bitch? I was like, no, I don't do chitlins. I eat a turtle for your ass. I ain't gonna eat no damn. I eat some turtle soup, but chitlins, How you gonna eat something that you gonna go right back to the same place you started from and shit, okay? Hell no.
But being on the lighter complexion, did you start feeling good when you saw Mac and Albie Shaw and Christopher Williams? How'd that make you feel?
It didn't start off that nice, okay? I had to wait till 87, 88 to feel good about that. I said, we talking about the 70s like about this bitch. It was not that. I wasn't Time Mac then. Time Mac, girl. Okay. No, sir. But when 88 came around, all I had to do was walk into a club and the girls was all up on me. You know? Ooh, I like your hair and shit. Come on, girl. Come holler at your boy and shit. And all the dark-skinned niggas want to be my friends and shit, want to hang with me. Like, nah, son. Y'all beat me up for too many years that you ain't getting this reward now, nigga. This is hot season for me right now. Damn you. I'm taking it all my damn self.
How did you transition into stand-up?
What's called, we call it joning on the East Coast. Some people call it snapping, bagging, you know, ranking, or whatever you want to call it. But basically, you're capping on each other, talking about each other's clothes, face. Let me tell you something, white people. Your parents might send you out thinking you're a beautiful kid, tell you how beautiful you are in society. And yes, black parents did that too. But when you hit them streets, you found out, nigga, your nose ain't right, nigga. Them teeth ain't correct, nigga. Them ears ain't even. When you grow up in a black neighborhood, you find your defaults, okay? Or you can call your mama and say, oh, you're a beautiful child. Mama, what they say out in the streets? Hell no. So I had to learn. I had a longer head than I thought I had and shit. I was skinnier than I thought I was. I didn't know I was a whole bunch of colors from red, yellow, beige, white and shit. You know, I was like, damn, I'm multicolored, nigga. I feel like a Benetton ad my damn self. So it was a little rough out there. So I had to learn that first, okay? And then once I got good at snapping and joning, like I said, we do on the East Coast. Once that occurred, that was kind of like in junior high and high school. And, you know, I didn't come from, you know, my parents separated when I was about 12. My mother went back to Germany. And so it was just me and my father. And it was some rough times back then. You know, we didn't have a lot of stuff. So I got a lot of the cheaper clothes. I didn't have all the coolest clothes. So you got teased. I got teased a lot. And I had to learn how to defend myself. So I started doing that. And then I saw Eddie Murphy on TV. He did Delirious. And I was like, I want to do that. Whatever that is right there, I want to do that. Because the next day, everyone was talking about that in the streets, in the stores. Did you see Eddie Murphy? Because he was hot on Saturday Night Live at the time. And he was just a man. And I was like, I want that attention and I want that. And then I had to learn that Jonan was one thing, but now I got to turn it into, you know, material.
And see, when I first started doing comedy, it was because I saw Def Comedy Jam and I saw all these people, you know, look like me, some in my age range. And I was just like, wow, because prior to that, remember the black folks that got on TV was like Rondell Sheridan. Like it was a certain kind of black guy that would get on TV.
Wearing sport coats.
Yeah, they were all like Bill Cosby's, you know, clean humor. They all talked about, you know, all of them had households and families. And you never saw what you saw on Def Jam. I didn't even know it existed. You know, because those people were kept out of improvs and mainstream clubs.
Sure.
So they had their own underground club and was honing their expertise. And by the time we saw them, they were fired. They were just jumping on stage, improv, and talking off the top of their head because they made it look so easy.
Sure.
So I said, we can do that. Yeah, I was like, we can do that on the school bus every day in PG County. Jumped up there with no material. Now, where I started out at was on PJ's. It was a little small room in a hotel, like a side of a Best Western or something off of Suitland, somewhere around there.
Yeah, by Andrews Air Force. By
Andrews Air Force Base.
Yep.
And wow, right over that wall is a bar where they blending drinks and people talking. They ain't paying no attention to the show. When you knew you don't need any distractions.
Right,
sure. I had distractions, but I also didn't have any material because I didn't know I was supposed to prepare any. So I got up there doing jokes that I had told on the bus and doing things I had heard other people already do. And the good thing about PG County, the people were so bougie. They didn't boo. It was just silent. So I got my jokes to silence. And I was like, oh, I ain't funny as I thought I was. So I got off and I was dressed to the nines. Remember back then, Pierre, we would get dressed up to do comedy. I had a pleated skirt with the matching vest, my hair was away. Woo, I looked like $1 million without two jokes in my head. Stockings, I had on stockings. Remember when girls used to wear stockings? I might even slip on. And I ain't had no daggone jokes.
Right. I remember that days.
No jokes. So I stopped because I didn't think I could do it, but I didn't know. No, you got to go write jokes and prepare material. These people aren't just talking off the top of their head. These jokes, before they put them on Def Jam, they have been doing them in the clubs for years.
Sure.
But that piqued my interest. For you, it was Eddie. For me, it was Def Jam. So talk about your experience with Def Jam.
What happened? I was living in LA. I just moved to LA, and they had taped 6 shows before they even, when people don't know, sometimes you tape a season before you air it. So it's not live. So they taped 6 shows. And they had like Steve Harvey, Bernie Mac, Yvette Wilson, rest in peace. A lot of other comedies, Ricky Harris. They did the 6 shows. Well, they did so well in the taping, looking at them, that HBO wanted 6 more to start before the season started. So they flew out, and a guy named Bob Sumner, he flew out, and he had a list of comics that they wanted him to look at. And I was one of them. He had like 4 comics, and I was one of the comics. And he said, the club owner, Michael Williams, who ran the Comedy Act Theater, said, come in, man, they're looking for comics. They asked for you. And he said, I recommended you on the list, and go up there and do your thing. And I went there, I rocked it. And so I got off stage, and Bob Simmons said, hey, man, you're going to New York to do Def Comedy Jam. Again, I wasn't that excited because it hadn't never aired. So, I knew it was something, but I didn't know how big it was going to be. I was like, all right, well, cool. I remember back then, New York was known as being like a place to boo you. You better be funny. You better be funny. The whole attitude was you better be funny because of Apollo, And so I remember going there, and I started getting excited. Me on the plane, Simply Marvelous. D.L. Hughes was on the plane. Was it Ralph Harris? Not Ralph Harris. Was it AJ Jamal? So I was on the plane, excited about going there. Like, oh shit. I remember getting a per diem and shit. I got $150 per diem and shit. I was excited. Per diem is extra money for spending money, for those who don't know.
Yeah, that was more than you would ever get on Comic View at the time.
Shit, you didn't get paid for $1 million for Comic View, okay? But they gave me $150. So I remember having that when I got to the airport. I got there to the hotel. The energy was just live at the hotel, checking in and everything, seeing all the comics and stuff, and so. I remember I had a suit. I had my clothes. Said, bring your clothes with you, so I don't have no hanger. So they took a little caravan. It was a place called the Academy Theater down off Broadway, downtown New York on 43rd Street off of Broadway. And I remember it was cold and wet. Cold and snow had been out and it was on the ground. And there was a whole lot of people waiting to get into the theater before it started. And we had to walk past that whole line because it was on the side of the building. In the middle of the side of the building was the door to go into the whole building. So we had to walk by them. And I had a little suit on, my little tennis shoes and shit from LA and shit. These Timberland boot wearing ass hoodie jump. And these are the females and shit. Okay, here rough ass looking motherfuckers. I was like, God, they're staring us down like, fuck y'all, just give us the hardcore look and put a little throat. Like I thought I was going on death row or something. You done in New York, so and I'm cool in New York now. Back then I was like, you so goddamn motherfucker. So we walked past them. And what it was back then, I think we take 5 comedians and 4 aired. And the thing was, if you didn't do well, they wasn't gonna air you. So the pressure was kind of on your ass and shit to do well in your own show and stuff. And so I had my set, and somebody didn't do well in front of me on my show. And I think the person didn't make it. And I remember thinking, looking at the back, I was like, oh shit. They weren't really laughing. They were kind of like heckling them a little bit and stuff. I said, man, let me just go ahead and do my act so quick that I'm not giving them a chance to boo me. I'll just keep on going, joke after joke after joke after joke. I already talk fast anyway, but I'm speeding it up. So you don't have a chance to boo me. And so that's why, to those who've seen the first episode, I went out that sucker and just lit it out. And people were laughing, but I was like, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna keep on telling the jokes because you might not want to laugh and stop. But I ain't gonna be the one getting booed and not be here and this shit. So I didn't need to massage the crowd and shit. I was still a young comic. I was, you get these jokes, and then you can, if you boo me at the end, that's what it is. And it wound up becoming a classic set to some people, man. Because that joke I did about being shot at McDonald's, people just love that set, man. They didn't realize I went through it quickly because I didn't want to get booed.
And so you were really nervous. Did you have sweat rings under your arms?
I don't really remember that. I can't say I didn't, but I don't remember that. But I'll tell you what I did remember. At the time, I was 23 years old, and I was headlining black comedy clubs. The little black one-nighters and spots and something. We had about 3 or 4 comedy clubs. The Atlanta Comedy Club had some, one in Miami. And I was headlining, and Martin asked me, he said, what do you want me to say, for you, your intro? And I said, well, I'm from D.C. Martin knows me. And he's an arrogant motherfucker, so I'll say that, he's an arrogant nigga, so but it is what it is. But I still, I'm from DC. So I was like, yeah, could you tell him that I'm the youngest black headliner? Nigga said, no, I ain't telling him that. I said, well, then tell what you want to say, nigga. So whatever. So whatever you hear him say is what he wanted to make up. I was like, fuck it then, man. You asked me what you'll be saying. I tell you what you say. He said, I ain't gonna say that. Nigga, come on out of there, man. That bullshit. So,
the very first time I shouldn't have done Comic View when I did it. Because I'd only been doing comedy 2 years at the time. Okay. And a friend of mine was controlling the list and snuck me on the list. So I fly to Miami, not just, I got my, like you said, you take all your luggage to the theater. I get to the theater and I look, they said, we're going to leave your stuff downstairs. We're going to show you guys the theater. We walk upstairs. I see rows, and then I see an orchestra with more rows. The most I had played before that was the Ha Ha Cafe.
Hell no.
You talk about something, but that's when the realization of what I've just done kicked in. It looked like the Eddie Murphy Raw Theater. And I was 2 years in the game. Yeah, I broke out in a sweat. I didn't even know a body could react like that. I'm sweating everywhere. Do you know the makeup lady had to redo my makeup like 6 times before I went on? She finally gave me a handheld fan that I had to put in front of me. I couldn't stop sweating.
Sure.
I was so nervous. So I went out there and I told a joke, and Bruce was the host. And I told a joke about Bruce. And so the audience like, woo, 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 woo. I was so new. I stepped on my laughs going on to the next joke.
Sure. Hell, man. Sure. People don't understand the pressure, and especially a pressure in front of a black audience. Ooh. You know what I'm saying? That is a whole different beast. I wish sometimes black people would be as calm and nice as white audiences do. Because when white audiences disapprove of you, they'll just sit there. Black people act like they mad that they spent their free money because they ain't spent no money to get in. They got free. They pissed off. You messing their time up. You know what I'm saying? They want to start heckling like, you got in for free. It's still my time, and you ain't making me laugh. Boo! And niggas will boo you and what you got on. You walk on stage, look at them niggas. Shows! Hell no! Boo! Like, hold up. So... And then they wonder why.
Yeah, but they start practicing they boo 3 nights before the show. They drinking tea and bow.
Black audience is the only audience I've ever heard him say when I'm walking past him before the show starts, you better be funny. What? I better be funny. You better be a good audience. Nigga, what's wrong with you? Well, okay, you better be good. You better be a good audience. How about that? The hell wrong? You gonna get mad at me? Don't put that pressure on me. Don't put fear in me before I start the show off. You better be funny. White people always say, man, I'm looking forward to seeing you. I hope you have a great show. Not a black guy, you nigga shit. You nigga better be funny. And then a guy and girl can be together, and the girl like, I think that's the comedian right there. And the guy went like, I don't give a fuck who he is. You coming to see the nigga. What you talking about? You don't give a fuck who he is. You fuck who that nigga is. Fuck that nigga over there. You mean the guy you come to see? Yeah. Fuck it, yeah. Boy. That's by time we make it, we be worn the fuck out. Okay. By the time a black comic is finally made it, he's like, woof. A real black comic, you get about one good special, and then that nigga fade. He shell shocked and shit. Like, ooh. Oh,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. People be like, he mean or she mean. That's what they don't know what we'd have been through.
shit. Okay. The hell wrong with us? Yeah.
Man,
So
yeah, we got
it is what it is.
PTSD from a lot of different arenas.
Okay.
So,
Shit.
oh man. But all right, Pierre, well, please tell us your nightmare road story because you've been doing this 30-something years. So I know you got something crazy that happened to you on the road.
I'm gonna tell you something. I was a young comedian. I used to travel with all my homeboys. You go like 4 or 5 of us, you go out and hang out and stuff. That would come to my shows and stuff. And one night, I was 20 years old. I mean, my boys were heading to a show, but before we went to go to a show, we stopped by McDonald's to get something to eat. And a place called Roy Rogers, too, was across the street. So some of us wanted McDonald's. This was at Hampton Mall. Hampton Mall. You remember? So we walked through it. We walked through the McDonald's. We knew a couple of girls at the thing. And some of us got some fries. The rest of us went to go. And we all continued to go to, after we got the fries and whatever, hammer, to Roy Rogers. Went to Roy Rogers. On the way back, we decided to go through the McDonald's again. And we came through the McDonald's. And as we exited the McDonald's for the drive-through, they had a little gate. So you don't walk right into the drive-through. You have a little gate there. We walk around that, and somebody was in some cars. A whole bunch of people were in some cars. And they almost hit us, pulling through the drive-through. And we were like, hey, motherfucker, what's wrong with y'all? There's four or five of my boys. And they started talking shit. And so our car was parked at the McDonald's. We had 2 cars. It was at the McDonald's. And we were trying to get into the McDonald's. The cars that came out the drive-through and came back around into the parking lot and started talking stuff. And they were Jamaicans. And see, in D.C., in Maryland, there weren't no really Jamaicans, when I was coming up. So that was kind of unique. Unless they were, drug dealers. And they were talking trash. And the 2 cars left, but 3 guys stayed back, stayed there. They drove. I don't know where they went, but they just were talking shit. And me and my boys were good with our hands. We wanted to fight. And they didn't want to fight. They kept. But I found out later on they were stalling, basically stalling. And they wouldn't have. Every time we got in the car, they kept yanking our car door open. We come out like, "What's up?" Put our hands up. They back all up and everything. And there was about 8 cars in the parking lot at the time. And we get back in our car again. They come and yank the door open again. So eventually we looked over my shoulder and I saw some guys come running across the street. Called Central Avenue. It's called Central Avenue. Came running across Central Avenue. And I heard one of the Jamaican guys just say, "Burn them." And I didn't know what burn them meant. We're in between cars, like 5 cars in a row. We're in between them. And I heard him say, "Burn them." And next thing I heard a gun go off. Pow! And I thought it was a starter pistol because I'd never heard a real gun at the time. I thought real guns were what you heard like in movies, bam, boom, boom. And shit's like, pop, 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 pop. It's like a starter pistol. I thought the dude had a starter pistol. And it hit my boy. And he said, "Oh, shit." And he pushed off and started running. And then another one got hit in the arm. Pow. And he said, "Ah, shit." And all of a sudden I realized it was shooting going like a real gun was getting. So I just started running. We used to, just running anywhere. And there was some woods right next to the McDonald's at the time. And I got shot in the leg and I'm running. I'm like, "Oh, shit." Dude, a brother had came out while we were arguing. And we came over like, "Yo, come on, black man, stop arguing, man. Get shut the fuck up. Get back in your car, motherfucker." Got back in his car, while we were doing all the arguing and shit. So I remember running. And I tried to get back into McDonald's, but I saw the manager locking the locks and shit. Click, click. I was like, "Oh, this motherfucker locking it up on it." Heart beating, the guy still shooting. Bap, bap, bap. And I'm running and shit. People ducking behind cars, and then he shot me in the ass. I was like, "Oh shit!" And I had jumped over the car. The little Fiero was small. I rolled on the hood of it. I got up. I'm running, and that time he shot me in the hand, and my hand blew up. And I looked at it, and it had all kind of meat and shit on my wrist and stuff like that. And I'm running. At that point, he had shot me in the leg, the back, and I didn't know it, but I felt like turning around to that nigga, "Hey, man, I ain't the only one out here. You can spread them bullets around equally. There's a lot more people out here than me to be shot. Put 3 in me already, player." I got a couple of my homeboys who would hide behind some cars right there. And I wanted to pull my homeboys out. Shoot him and him too. Don't forget him. He came with me. When you come together, we need together. And we get shot together. And so that time I ran, my heart was beating like, "Oh my God, y'all gonna kill me." I ran by the woods, and one of my boys was in the woods already. You remember Daryl, comedian Daryl, big tall Daryl? That nigga, he was the first one to start talking shit. He grabbed me and tried to lift me and walk me across Central Avenue on my shoulder. And we fell in the medium and cars. And I was like, shit, I have a New Balance tennis shoe. At the time, it was $105. A lot of money in 87, okay? And I remember the burgundy gray ones and shit. But DC people know New Balance style. So he dropped me in the middle of the medium and shit. I'm like, "Oh my God, lay there." My hand being swollen up and meat hanging off. My leg is shot. The bullet went through my leg. My hip is shot. He picked me back up and walked me back across all this traffic. For those who know, it's 4-lane each way traffic on Central Avenue. So he gets me back to McDonald's. I'm laying there. I'm like, "Oh my God." I started crying. I thought someone died. I thought when you got shot, you automatically died. And then the ambulance came and got me. I remember I told the young guy in the ambulance, John, I said, "Man, am I going to die?" He's like, "Man, you're going to be all right." Like that. Like, DC terminal. He wasn't like, "Yeah, we have the protocol. It's like, you're going to be well." He's like, "Man, you're going to be all right." And so I remember I was like, "Oh shit." And when I got out the hospital, the first thing I wanted was my other damn New Balance and shit. And they gave it to me, had blood all on it. I was like, I need my shoe bag. Y'all run that shoe bag. I was like, that's $55 right there of a $110 pair of shoes. But I got shot at McDonald's when I was young. Mm-hmm.
I'm still tripping about the man locking the McDonald's up. He ain't even gonna let you come in the survival.
Oh, no, sir. No, sir. He like, that need to stay outside there, brother. Mm-hmm. So that was the only way to do a show, so that's kind of a road story, yep. On the road,
that is a road story. And did they ever find the guys who shot you?
So here's the crazy thing about it. Okay, so I started reading a book 20 years later. I started reading a book called The Shower Posse. I don't know if you heard of Shower Posse, but I started reading about it. And they were talking about how they took over some places. There cannot be two Jamaican gangs in the same city. They'll kill each other off. You got to go to another city. Okay, at least back then. So I got shot in a place called Landover in Landover, Maryland. I got shot in October 87. Well, in January of 88, there was a big murder. 4 or 5 people got shot in an apartment complex across the street from Iverson Mall. No, Landover Mall, across the street from Landover Mall, called Lansdowne Village. You can look it up. One of the Jamaican guys, he's a killer. He's a hired killer. He'd fly in, kill people, and then fly back out again with the Shower Posse. And so that's like 2 miles away from where I got shot. 4 or 5 months later, it's a Jamaican group. It had to be the same. I remember being Jamaican. So it had to be them because one of the Jamaican group, it wasn't Jamaicans around when I was growing up in Maryland where I was living at all. So to hear their voice, I knew they were Jamaican. And the fact that, I think I know the guy who shot it because in the biography of the book, he's not the writer, but some guy who ran the whole crew and his son wrote the book. But they were talking about how that guy was killing around there. And he was responsible for that killing in Lansdowne Village, that particular guy. And so, it probably was him. Just a couple months earlier. No, none of my friends died, thank God. 4 of my friends got hit. Or 3 plus me got hit, but nobody got killed.
Okay, well, that's good news. And like you said, it had to be him because the exact same MO.
Yeah, exactly. That fool was wilding, boy. He was wilding. Shit, yeah. When he said burn him, I was like, what the hell, burn him? I definitely know every Jamaican slang now. Okay,
he was like, oh, that's what he meant.
It felt like electricity. For anybody ever been shot, it felt like electricity and then fire. Your body sends so much adrenaline to the spot that got shot. Rushes. That's why you can see people running who got shot. It's when you start calming down and your body's supposed to sedate. That's what's the most painful. I mean, I'm telling you, I was in pain for weeks after that. Then I started getting afraid to be around crowds. I see 4 or 5 black guys in a corner. Some I'd walk around a longer way and shit. This is what any loud noise you hear and stuff. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We're going to end on this. I want to play a quick game, which you call Would You Rather. Mm-hmm. So I ask you a question. You just tell me, would you rather? So would you rather go into the past and meet your ancestors or go into the future and meet your great-great-grandchildren?
Pass.
You'd rather go to the past and meet your ancestors?
Yeah. I like stories of struggle, persevering when you persevere. And I'm just fascinated with history. I'm not really fascinated with the future. I watch the History Channel. I go to museums and watch old pictures, look at old pictures of how DC used to look or street used to look. Like, wow, they had to change. So I'm fascinated more with the past.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you like period pieces. Mm-hmm. So would you rather be stuck on a broken ski lift or in a broken elevator?
Depending on what floor you're talking about the elevators in.
On the 20th floor.
Oh, hell no. Hell, give me a ski lift. Give me that ski lift. Shit. Shit, no.
Would you rather put a stop to war or end world hunger?
That's actually a good question. Not everybody gonna say hunger, hunger, but shit, nigga gonna be hungry always, nigga. Shit. I say war. Fuck it, nigga. Yeah, if we ain't fighting, I can find you a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You know what I'm saying? I can feed your ass and shit. You can get fed.
Would you rather lose your keys or your cell phone?
I'd rather lose my keys. I live a life like keyless entry stuff. My car's keyless and my house is. So we use keys. Who got keys out there, nigga? Really? We still doing keys, nigga? The fuck? Okay. Nigga look like a janitor out this motherfucker. Like, really, nigga? 45 keys for what? Who got shit.
Would you rather have a cook or a maid?
I cook very well. I clean good too. I'd rather have a cook. Yeah.
And last question. Would you rather hear the good news or the bad news first?
Bad news. I'm a problem solver. People call me all the time to solve their problem. They're going through something. So I'm kind of built for the negative, unfortunately. Tell me what's fucked up first. Let's get this through, and then we'll move on. I hate when someone tells you, you want the good news or the bad news? And you ask for the bad news. And the bad news is really bad. And the good news is some bullshit. Yeah, my mama died, but I won $20 in the lottery, nigga. Is that what we talking about, nigga? You know, good news, motherfucker, after you told somebody your mama died and shit, you know? But I got $20. You want a $20 lottery ticket? You don't get out of my face that bullshit. So I didn't know what level is your ass thinking good news is. They better equal to the bad news if you're going to tell me 50-50. You know what I'm saying? Don't give me no bullshit. Shit.
Oh,
you about to hear some more bad news after that. You give me that good news, okay? Okay. How about you want to hear 2 bad pieces of news today or one good? If that good don't override that first bad, that ass will be coming. Nigga, other people, I tell you.
Well, thank you so much, Pierre, for being a guest on my Nightmare Road Story show. I knew we would have a good time. You are the bomb. And wanted to find out 2 things: what you're working on and where people can find you.
Almost all of it is Comic Pierre, COMIC Pierre. But check out my podcast. It's really doing well. It's more like a late night talk show. We have a couch, and I've had everybody from Country Wayne to Akon, Pastor Troy, everybody on my show. It's a great show. Everybody's asking me, like, what's the difference between your podcast and everyone's podcast? Nigga, me. Okay? The goddamn host. That's the difference, okay? That's enough, okay? I'll give them I'm in a room in a box and shit. It's me talking to someone else with my sense of humor and how I am. But one good thing is most of the guests I know, so I ain't afraid to ask them personal questions and go deep with them and stuff. And I can truly say they always say they have a good time. Like, a couple of them have come back again. Killer Mike is next. I have some people, and I think I'm so blessed that people respect me. I don't realize how much they respect me. They're like, man, I do your show. Hell yeah. I'm like, really? I didn't know they would come and do my show. I'm still a little humble about my situation, but they are very sweet to come on my show and talk about crazy stuff. So it's called Pierre's Panic Room. Go to YouTube, put in Comic Pierre, whatever. Check it out. And if you check it out and you liked it, you got to tell me you heard me on here in the comments, and I'll say something to you in the comment if you tell me you came there because you heard it from here, from your show, Alycia.
Thank you so much, Pierre. I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to do this and continue success.
Thank you so much. Same here, girls. Thank you. I'm always got you, girl. I got you, okay? With DMV partners. All right, girl. Thank you so much. Tell your crew, thank you so much. They're very professional. And I will holler at y'all later.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning in to Nightmare Road Stories. And up next, we have Flame. Yes. Flame Monroe. You do not want to miss it. Nightmare Road Stories is a production of ElectraCast Media. Our executive producers are Mark Netter and Peter Rafelson. Our producers for this episode are April Simmons and John Lafferty. Theme music by Amir Oshalai. Please subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. If you like the show, please give us a rating and tell your friends. If you don't like the show, still give us a rating and tell your friends. Until next time, I'm your host, Alycia Cooper, and keep your ears on the road.
ElectraCast. For those of you who dream of a world where music and podcasts live together in perfect harmony, now, for the first time, ElectraCast gives you a magical compilation, Pod Till You Drop, Volume 1, where we give you the best in tunes and the best in podcasts. Feast your ears and hear the culture. Available now wherever you listen to music.
Welcome to Transforming 45, the podcast that celebrates the incredible power of passionate voices. I'm your host, Lisa Boat. Join me in conversation with heart-led humans who share their deeply personal stories of transformation. Transforming 45 is here to uplift, connect, and remind you that it's never too late to write your next chapter. So get ready to be inspired, empowered, and transformed. Join me in this community where through powerful storytelling, we heal and reclaim our inherent magic.
ElectraCast.